All right, Kiss Army, welcome to the KissFAQ Podcast. Thank you for giving us your time today and letting us into your head. I hope we don't do any damage. This is a Kiss-related podcast by the board, for the board. We hope that you enjoy. Welcome to episode 404 of the KissFAQ Podcast. I'm your host, Julian Gill. Today we've got Daniel Wees staying up early for us. Thank you, Daniel. Marcus Almighty, who's not staying up that late, but it's past my bedtime where you are. And Ken, the voice of reason. Lonnie might be along, and we're going to do something different this week because everyone does March Madness brackets. So this time, I want us to do...
What is that?
What is that?
What? Is that you?
Is that the glacier moving? I hear crinkling of a bag in the background.
Oh, it might be this fellow. Let's see. This guy over here.
You have an animal?
Oh, he's looking at his nuts.
You would too if you could.
Awesome. All right, so it's not the Canadian Wi-Fi. It's the dog. All right, so we're gonna do something different to do a bracket. There's the way that we've engineered this is, or I've engineered it, is that I don't want seedings. I don't want obvious matchups. I want it to be completely random. So the way we're, basically going to do this is, put all the studio albums into a hat, in this case, a black cup, and pick two for an episode. And those albums will go head to head. The songs all get printed out. One album's songs in a red cup, one album's songs in a green cup. Thank you, Andy Moyen. These are all Andy's cups from his events that he's done over the years. And then the songs get picked randomly. And it's just a new way of doing a Kiss FAQ Psycho song panel to see which song emerges supreme. Because you know that a lot of good stuff going to fall by the wayside as we go through this completely insane and call it ludicrous process, if you wish. So the songs that win will move on into the mystery cup, the will they or won't they cup, and then they'll go into the sudden death round where we'll just pick 10 per episode and go through all those songs head to head. And any songs that are like B-sides, so In Your Face, is already in the wannabe cup, the white cup. And we'll add in, let's put the X in Sex and the stuff off Killers, things. Yeah, that'll be fun, won't it? Yeah. Yay, right here, right now. That might actually get further along as it deserves. So it's just, like I said, a different way of doing a panel. Everything's, or a bracket. So, do you guys...
Shall we play a game?
Right, well, anyway.
Yeah.
So the two albums are that are facing off. We should
thank you. So, a week ago, I did a little random video in this first Deathmatch. It is going to be... Ooh, wow. Kiss, the debut, versus... Oh, God, what's it going to be? Oh my God. Kiss versus Psycho Circus for the first round. I mean, that's an absolutely ludicrous matchup. Before we get started, Ken, what's your thought on that matchup? Do you see any songs from Psycho Circus making it through this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I see possibly, depending on what they're up against, a couple songs on Psycho Circus that could, go through. That's about it. I think two have a chance. Just thinking about Kiss versus Psycho Circus, when you just first say that, it's like, okay, well, yeah, Kiss is gonna, easily win. But you never know how these songs match up and stuff. But I still think Kiss will come out ahead of Psycho Circus.
Daniel, any hope for Psycho?
Well, I do want to address that there are a few stinkers on Kiss as well. I mean, Love Theme from Kiss. I don't know about that one. Kissin' Time. So, with the luck of the draw, maybe a few songs from Psycho Circus can get through.
All right, Mark, your thoughts.
I agree. I think on the surface it looks like it'll be a complete blowout, but you never know with these kind of draws. You never know.
All right, let's get going. First pick coming out of the Psycho Circus jar is... I'll have to try and do this quicker, otherwise it'll be Julian unrolling. Oh, thank God. First song. I finally found my way.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Versus... Don't be Love Theme from Kiss, please. Don't be Love Theme from Kiss.
That'd be a,
Oh boy.
that'd be a good
Yeah,
matchup.
yeah, good matchup.
All right. Kissin time.
Oh.
There you go. All right, so
Well.
I finally found my way versus Kissin time. Ken, let's start with you.
For me, it's Kissin' Time. It was going to be the winner for me. The other song, I can't even. It's just no. It's gone down as one of the worst songs ever. I can't. What's the name of the song? I even forget the name of the song already.
I finally found my way.
I finally found my way to you, and it's just no. It's one of the worst Kiss songs ever recorded.
All right, first he licks and then he poops. All right, Mark, which one of these songs?
Well, I mean, the Kiss fan in me would say obviously it should be Kissing Time, but if you want to be controversial, you can say, well, I should pick I Finally Find My Way because that is actually a Kiss song and the other one's a cover. So technically, shouldn't that Kiss song trump a cover? But I still prefer Kissing Time because it's a much stronger song. I mean, I just was listening to that the other night because we had a live stream where we did a special on cover songs and we played that on our live stream. So I was just listening to it just the other night. So I enjoyed it. It's hey, all three of them are singing. It's one of the rare songs where all three guys are singing on it. So it gets my vote.
Yeah, and I guess some people could say, well, Kissing Time wasn't really on the first album. That should be in the white jar as a B-side extra. Well, yeah and no, but it's easier to do 10 versus 10 rather than have two automatic go into the white jar, so to speak. Daniel, Kissing Time or I Finally Found My Way?
It feels terrible to put this one through to the second round, but it's Kissing Time for me as well.
Yep. So I won't bother voting because my vote doesn't matter. Neither would Lonnie's at this point. So I would actually have liked to have gone with I Finally Found My Way because it's the only proper Peter Criss vocal on Psycho Shithouse, and but it's really not a very good song. And as much as I love hearing Peter sing, it really is just not a good song. Good. So it would have been Kissing Time. So. There you go. I think we'll find out from Lonnie after the fact what his was. All right, taking our next pick from Kiss, the Kiss jar. It's gonna be
Deathmatch.
100,000 Years versus from the Psycho Circus jar. Dun 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 dun. Dreamin. That's brutal because Dreamin's a really good song, but 100,000 Years, it'll be played next week when they head back on tour. Daniel, let's start with you on that. 100,000 or Dreamin?
I'm 18 or 100,000 Years, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I really like Dreamin'. I think it's one of the best songs of Psycho Circus. When listening to the album for the first time, that was one of the tunes that really stood out to me. And 100,000 Years was never really a favorite of mine. I don't really get the lyrics, and I don't really get the extended version that they performed live. But I do love the Gene Simmons bass line in that one. So it's hard to go against 100,000 Years, but to make things interesting, I think I'll go for Dreaming.
Ooh.
Boy.
I don't think it'll go through to the next round, but I'll give it a shot.
All right, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, Dreamin' is a good song. I'll say that. It's a good song. Yes, it is. It's somewhat rip off of I'm 18 by Alice Cooper. But 100,000 Years is much better, in my opinion. I just like this. I always like that song. It's always has a great, pace to it, and like Daniel said, the bass line and so on. So it's a clear winner for me. 100,000 Years.
All right. Thank you, Voice of Reason. Mark.
Well, I like 100,000 Years. I really do. But I'm going to say this ahead of time. A lot of these songs. A lot of these songs from the first album, as much as I think of them as classics, I think I prefer the live versions of them much better than the studio versions. So, with that said, I do think that overall, I do like Dreaming maybe a touch more than I like the studio version of 100,000 Years. I think the sounds better, like the production's better of it, the song is good. But I mean, that's the whole problem with the first album. As much as it's a classic record, and I've always thought of it very highly, it's a little stale on the production end of things, and sometimes it doesn't hurt, and sometimes it hurts the songs. That's why I think the live versions just totally trounce it. So I'm going to go with Dreamin'. I think that it's more of the better song from a studio. We're talking studio records here, so let's be fair, right?
True.
Okay.
Wow, we're in a predicament. So we'll have to see, because I'm going to need to vote on this then, because I'm 100,000 Years, regardless, because even the studio version is better than a song that was essentially sued for being an imitation of an Alice Cooper song. Or borrowing too heavily the inspiration from that song. And I love Dreamin'. I loved that song from the beginning, but I'm going to get it on that technicality. That 100,000 Years, live or stale on the original album, is still better than anything done in 1998. Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to talk about songs that got sued, I mean, look at songs like Firehouse, or look at songs like Deuce, where he openly admits that he ripped off Bitch and stuff like that, right?
Right, but it wasn't quite to the level. You play Bitch on the guitar, and you're still playing a completely different pattern than Deuce. Whereas there is more in common with Dreaming. So
I'm being devil's advocate.
I know.
It's not like when George Harrison did My Sweet Lord and ripping off He's So Fine, that one. So
it's still a damn good song.
It's a great song. I love it.
You're not it.
I love it.
Look at what happened to Men at Work just for fucking whistling. So, all right, Lonnie, you are just in time to break a tie.
We need a tiebreaker.
Yes, there you go.
Come on, Lonnie.
Thanks for joining us. All right, so we've started off the show in our random picks, and our one that we need you to break the tie on is 100,000 Years versus Dreamin'.
Why is this a tie? Who chose what?
Exactly.
Who chose what? Hold yourself accountable.
I voted for Dreamin'. So did Lonnie. I mean, so did Daniel, sorry.
Daniel and Mark.
Voice of Reason rules. It's 100,000 years. Come on now, children.
Lonnie, crawl back under the stone you came out.
Go back to your payroll issues.
All right, 100,000 Years moves on. And while you're here, let's get your vote for the first pick, which was, what was it? I Finally Found My Way versus Kissin' Time.
Well, we're going Kissin' Time because,
Unanimous.
Unanimous, yeah.
It's kind of a given.
Cool.
All right, moving on. Next pick.
I like this.
From the Psycho Circus jar. We Are One. This could be a contender, depending.
But
it's
probably
against
not.
the first. Get up against the first album, and it's going up against Let Me Know. That's actually a good head-to-head battle. Very similar in some ways, vastly different in others. Lonnie, welcome to the show. Let's let you go first.
Let Me Know. It's one of my favorite Kiss songs. I absolutely love it. I love the trading of vocals with Gene and Paul, and I love the guitar riff. Very Beatles-esque, early Kiss stuff. It's Let Me Know. We Are One is interesting though. I mean, it's one of the better songs on that album, but no, it's still Let Me Know for sure.
Yep. Ken.
Yeah, I'm with Lonnie on that one. Let Me Know is just
I wish
much
they'd
better.
play it.
I mean, I like We Are One. Again, I do like it. It's another Beatles kind of song too.
Mm-hmm.
But Let Me Know is just a nice, great, poppy rocker. And it's, it's good, catchy. Always liked it.
Daniel.
I'm so sick of Beatles this week because I've been playing Imagine with in class like 5 times, and it's so slow. It's a great song, but when you work with it through the whole week, it was we did like a song for Ukraine, a peace song. So I taught them that song. But still I have to go with Let Me Know, even though I don't agree that it's one of the strongest songs on Kiss. No way. I think it's one of the weaker songs, but it's still better than that other piece of bull crap.
So you said Imagine. You've been listening to it. You've been working. Did you see Julian Lennon's take on that?
Yeah, that was it's your fault, Julian, because I got it off of your Facebook,
Wow.
and I said that's a good idea. Maybe this week I should try play that to the kids, and we started off by watching that clip, and then we watched a clip by a Swedish guy who played in America on Idol. I don't know if you saw him, Cliff Crawford or something. And he did a cover of it, and it was kind of great. And then I taught them, and we translated the lyrics and so on, and played it and sang it for Ukraine. So it was fun at the beginning of the week, but by the end I was kind of tired of everything that had to do with the Beatles. I tried to learn. I tried to teach them Paul McCartney and John Lennon. You need to know these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're only like 10, 12 years old. The students.
Yeah.
So by the end of the lesson, I asked him, so what were the names of these two guys? And one student did like this. Yeah, can you say it? Yeah, it was John McCartney and Paul Lemon.
Paul Lemon.
Paul Lemon, yeah. That's about right.
Nice. Well, good on you doing something for Ukraine with the kids and introducing them to Beatle-related music. Mark, how about you? We Are One or Let Me Know?
Well, strictly on the premise that all Kiss fans right now should be banning We Are One as a Kiss song because it's the most disrepresentative message of Kiss ever, especially with all the people not getting their product that they've asked for over the last several years. They are far from one with the fans. So just strictly on that premise alone, I'm going with Let Me Know, because until they figure out this whole Dubai crap and everything else that they're stalling with resolving, they are not one with anybody.
This is going to become like a Monty Python theme.
Hot takes today.
Don't talk about Dubai. You're gonna set Ken off. And it's unanimous. Let Me Know. Pop perfection for me from the very earliest. Paul really showed how fine a songwriter and, what a good sensibility he has for pop music and those inspirations that he has drawn from throughout his career. So, sorry, We Are One. Not a terrible song, but in this context, you're a loser. All right, next one up from Psycho Circus. Within versus...
It's gonna lose.
Most of them will.
You're just stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson there.
Right.
Versus Strutter.
Right, stop that. Silly.
Move along.
Now, Mark, I gotta start with you on Strutter, Mark, because Strutter versus Within. You've done a cover of Strutter.
Yeah, they just finished doing it, and you got a peek in on it. Yeah, so I mean, this is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the only thing that's interesting about Within is just the guitar thing that Bruce did at the beginning. That's about it. I mean, the rest of it is just pretty much paint by numbers sort of, music.
So,
With a decent, Gene sings it pretty good. I mean, I think Gene sounds good vocally on this record, but too bad the material isn't as good as his voice is, right? But yeah, Strutter for me is, I mean, that would be ironic if I was to vote against it after having just done a cover of it for my record,
Yeah, and how will people be able to hear that?
Well, when you order the vinyl version, which is I'm promising you people, the pre-order is starting very soon because I got everything finally done and everything's in with Train Records finally. So I'm going to be starting it soon. But when you order the vinyl, you will get a download card inside. And when you put the code in, the cover songs that I've done for this record will be there. And that will be one of it.
Nice.
One of them.
Ken, Strutter or Within? I almost feel like an idiot asking some of these.
It's Strutter. It's Strutter. I mean, Within's like a leftover carnival, song.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Strutter, easy win.
All right, Lonnie, here's your chance to show Bruce and Gene some love. Strutter or Within?
I find it interesting that the first thing that Mark brings up about Within is the fact that, well, I like that intro that Bruce does. On the Kiss reunion album, the first thing we talk about is the intro that Bruce does. The very first thing brought up. So, and nothing, I love Bruce and nothing against Bruce, but come on. I mean, Strutter Within, a Kiss classic versus a song when they played it live just fell so flat when they played it live. And you can really hear it on like that Psycho Circus EP that they put out, during the tour.
Yeah.
It's just bad live. So, and not just for that reason, but for many reasons, it is definitely Strutter over Within.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah, as Ken said, it was a leftover from Carnival of Souls. I would have wanted Gene to pick one of the other leftovers from the Carnival of Souls sessions. Still in school lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the good ones.
Yeah. So like Chrome Heart, maybe he could have picked Chrome Heart, an up-tempo song that Ken mentioned a few episodes ago. I think it was a great, pretty good song. But this one is just too bad. So it's Strutter all the way, of course.
Yep, Strutter unanimously for me because when Dodger Stadium they played Within, I was like, really? Like, nope, it's not any better live. That's good. That's not working out very well. So there we go. So Strutter, I gotta write this shit down because I gotta keep track of things. Within, you're out of here. All right, Strutter moves on into the pink cup, and here we go. Next round.
Here we go.
Round and round we go. The carnival. Oh, sorry.
that didn't make the album.
Thankfully.
Here we go. Love Theme from Kiss versus. Uh-oh. Now things get interesting. This might be the only opportunity a song from Psycho Circus has. It's the Void. In case you didn't hear that, Into the Void versus Love Theme from Kiss. Daniel, let's start with you.
Oh boy.
Daniel?
Okay, sorry. Almost falling asleep. Well, two awful songs, I'd say. I don't really like that Ace. I don't really like that Ace song. So I'd probably go Love Theme from Kiss, even though it's one of the crappiest songs ever, because I think Into the Void was just awful. Even though I know some people really like that one, but I'll give this one to Love Theme from Kiss. I never thought I would say that, but if I would like if I would go on Spotify and choose and pick between these two songs, and I had to listen to one of them, I'd actually go for Love Theme from Kiss, just because it's, you know, like a silly little instrumental, kind of fun.
I know. I get it. I kind of agree to a certain extent. The lyrics really speak to me in Love Theme. Lonnie, what about you? Love Theme versus Into the Void.
I'm gonna go Into the Void, and I didn't think when this exercise came out, I was like, I don't know if I'll pick a Psycho Circus song when we're comparing it to the original album, but I will take in this matchup, I will take Into the Void over Love Theme. It's Into the Void isn't my favorite song off Psycho Circus. It isn't my favorite Ace song, but it's one of the better songs on Psycho Circus, and it does hold a little bit of a special place for me because we're told anyway, it does feature the original 4 in some kind of capacity. So I will take Into the Void.
Very rational. Ken, can you be more rational than Lonnie, possibly?
You're the voice of reason. Come on,
No.
Ken.
You're the voice of reason. Sounds like that old John Farnham song from Australia.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Love Theme from Kiss, you know, kind of becomes, if that song was missing from that album, it would be kind of missing something, you know. But like Lonnie was saying, if I was going to pick two songs, or I don't know, Daniel said it, I'm going to go with Into the Void.
Very
Because
good.
I'd want to listen to that over the other one. Because there's not much happening on.
You don't feel real good about it, though. I think so.
Yeah, no, it's hard to pick. I can't say tie, so I mean, otherwise I'd say tie or something like that. But I'll pick Into the Void.
There's not a lot of dynamics left on Love Theme from Kiss without the acrobat part.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
Once
Yeah,
it kicks up a gear, it's much more of a beast. Mark, what's your take?
yeah.
Believe it or not, this is actually more difficult than one would probably think as far as picking, because I mean, Love Theme is really crap. I mean, it's not anything that good. I mean, no, I mean, come on, really? You're gonna consider that like a classic? I mean, look at the rest of the songs on the record.
No.
I mean, it doesn't even hold water on there. I think it was just put in there just to like fill up the remaining minutes that are needed to make the whatever 40 minutes or whatever how long it is. You know, and Julian's right. I mean, without that one part of the song, it just seems like almost like a throwaway song. Now, Into the Void is not exactly, you know, Beethoven-ish kind of high quality writing either, but it has something going for it that Lonnie did bring up though, and that is it is probably the only song on that record that has all the 4 people that were supposed to play supposedly on this record on it. So it has that going for it. Now, of course, you know, Peter was long past his date of being a fantastic drummer at that point, but you don't need a great drummer to play that song. So that's why I'm having a bit of a difficulty which one to pick on this. But you know what? I think I'm going to pick Into the Void, only because I think this is the only chance it's going to have of getting anything passed into the next round.
All right. Well, you made my vote absolutely meaningless because it's already 3-1.
What is your vote?
Oh, Into the Void, without a doubt, because I actually love that riff. It's such a dorky riff, and because it is the only song that really has the 4 members on, it's the only one that really feels kissy on that album.
It's the ugly cousin to Torpedo Girl.
Daniel's disappointed in us all right now. He's shaking his head.
I'd say both songs kind of suck.
Yeah, come on. When you compare them to, you know, well, pretty much any other song in the Kiss catalog pre-1977, then, yeah, they do. So Void makes it through into the Pink Cup. All right, moving on.
Poor Daniel.
All right, coming out of the Kiss Cup, you got Nothin to Lose versus
Psycho Circus.
That'd be hilarious if it is.
Journey of 1,000 Beers.
Ooh, okay, that's another tough one.
Wow.
You're no 1,000 beers.
Mhm.
So, a couple of Gene songs getting in the ring against each other. So, he's beating his own meat here. Daniel, Journey of 1,000 Years versus Nothing to Lose.
Well, everyone's gonna vote for the classic, but I have to give a shout out to Journey of 1,000 Years because I think it's one of a few good songs on the Circus album.
Hey, doggy.
Oh, he's a handsome boy.
He's up late with me, but Nothing to Lose. I kind of like it. It's a fun song, but I really love the vocals from Gene on 100,000 years, whatever.
Journey of 1,000 Years.
Journey of 1,000.
Yeah. So
With numbers.
I'll give it to Journey of 1,000 Years just because I think it's one of the better songs off of Psycho Circus. I do have a hard time with the drums on that song, but I really love Gene's vocals, and I think it's kind of a fun thing. They go back to the Psycho Circus solo to kind of, do a, I don't know what it's called in English.
Reprise.
Yeah, somehow you start you end with the same stuff that you start with. So I'll give it to the Psycho Circus song.
Well, at least you can't blame Peter for the drums on that song. Lonnie,
That's
Nothing
right.
to Lose or Journey of 1,000 Years?
Daniel makes some good points about Journey of 1,000 Years. I don't hate it.
I don't hate
it. It's not
just awful, but I don't hate it.
How was your meal that the chef spent 8 hours preparing? Well, I don't hate it.
It's not Journey of 1,000 Years it's a decent song, but I have a hard time saying that. Yeah, I prefer Journey over 1,000 Years over the classic Nothing to Lose. It's so good. I mean, it's like, and the whole album. The album just isn't a fair comparison. Like when Julian sent us the teaser video earlier in the week, and it was going to be Kiss versus Psycho Circus. I'm like, it's just not fair, and it's not. So it is Nothing to Lose for me. I mean, it's so good. It's so classic. It's one of those songs that's like it's the reason why we are Kiss fans type of song. So it's Nothing to Lose for me. I don't hate Journey of 1,000 Years. It's not a bad song, but it's Nothing to Lose.
Ken.
Yeah, this is kind of difficult. But I'm gonna go with Journey of 1,000 Years.
Yeah!
Wow!
I love that song.
Wow!
I do.
I
love
like
this
it as
song.
well.
That's
Yeah.
one of the two songs that I think are
Mine
great
too. Yep.
off of Psycho Circus. The two songs, and that's one of the two. So I'm going with Journey of 1,000 Years. Though both songs are kind of about journeys in a way. But anyway, but
Neither of them that you really want to take, perhaps.
Different kinds of
One-
journeys.
yeah, probably. But anyway, Journey of 1,000 Years. I'm going to go with that today.
All right, Mark.
Wow, this is great because I'm going with Journey as well. Because honestly,
Wow!
it is
goes.
a far better song. I don't care. I'll say it out loud. It is better written. Lyrically, it's better. Gene sings better on it. I like the reprise at the end that they did, just like Daniel mentioned, of the Psycho Circus bit. I think it's one of the rare instances on that album where they actually put some thought into it and put some sort of forethought into the structure of that song. Whereas, look, I love Nothing to Lose too. There's nothing wrong with that song. But,
So
I mean, realistically, it's like comparing like caviar to like macaroni and cheese. It's not even the same level of like quality, in my opinion.
Whoa, you're gonna
Yeah,
get a
I
lot
mean,
of that. Yeah.
It isn't. I mean,
Why do you hate macaroni and cheese?
I don't. I have it once in a while, but if I can have
Wait,
caviar,
macaroni
I'll
and
rather
cheese
have
is popular in America. Why do you hate America, Mark?
Once again.
in America do to you?
America.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to someone bad mouth America.
I don't even know what the fuck macaroni and cheese is. Do you put cheese on the macaroni?
Oh no,
Terrible.
be blessed in your ignorance there.
Yeah. You guys
Look it up
have
on
a-
YouTube. You'll be alarmed.
Don't. All right.
But yeah, that's my. I mean, I just think it's no comparison.
Right.
I'm shocked. Because
Julie, give me your pick.
I was on the fence. It's a
It's a
really
tough one.
difficult pick because Journey of 1,000 Years is an extremely good song. And Daniel said it all. You know, the reasons I completely agree with him. But Nothing to Lose has some of the best Peter Criss screaming. And again, we come back to
True.
Team Green here. And his vocals on that. And it's just, it was their first single. I'm going Journey. Because,
Yes.
Again, it's exquisite. And Nothing to Lose is fantastic too. But I want to be with the cool guys on this one.
Wow, that's a shot at me
Not
from out of
cool
nowhere.
guys.
Number one, that's a shot at me from out of nowhere. Number two, I can't believe the four of you picked Journey of 1,000 Years over Nothing to Lose.
Neither can
Yeah,
I.
it's gonna be an uproar.
I can only take solace in knowing that my vote didn't fucking matter because it was already 3-1. So either way. All right, moving on. All right, can we have something that's not going to get hate mail, please?
Yeah.
Deuce.
Ooh.
Against
This
Psycho
could be-
Circus.
Oh, watch this.
No.
Did you tempt fate, Mark? Did you?
Probably.
Did you? You did. SOB.
No!
Oh!
Circus versus Deuce.
That's good.
Oh,
That's good.
Mark, don't do that again. You get to
Mark,
go
go
first.
Okay,
Jinxed it.
well,
here we go.
you know what? I'm going to go Psycho Circus with this one because I think actually Paul Stanley wrote again another absolutely fantastic opening track to an album. I really think that if I ever pull this album out and listen to it, it's because I want to hear this song mainly. I mean, I think he wrote it excellently. Everything about it was done well. It's one of the rare times on a record that I sit down and listen to something and say, wow, that was really done top notch. And you know, look, Deuce is a great song as well. I really do love that song. And again, it's another one of those songs where I much prefer it on a live than I do on the studio record version. But you know, maybe that's the producer / musician side of me that's talking, because a lot of this I'm starting to notice is coming down to sonics with me. You know, a Bruce Fairbairn produced record that sounds really good. Sure, there's a lot of shit on that album, but that song is not one of them. It sounds fantastic compared to a Kerner & Weiss sort of production on the first record, but they have great songs. So I'm going to go with Psycho Circus.
Okay. Lonnie.
It is tough, and Psycho Circus is good. I really like the song Psycho Circus. You know, it's one of those songs that I'll never forget hearing it for the first time because I'd waited so long for the Kiss reunion album after the tour, and I remember being at work at the golf course when I was 18 years old and listening to it for the first time. Just like, you know, 18-year-old Lonnie's going to love anything Kiss put out at the time, but just being just in love with the song immediately. But I'm still going to go with Deuce. Because Deuce is one of my favorite Kiss songs. Deuce is what I feel they should open I feel like Deuce should always be the opener. I love Deuce as an opener. It's so energetic. And then, you know, just the way they end it with the choreography, the way they end it live. It's so classic. The reason why we're a Kiss fan type song. As much as I love Psycho Circus, and I wish Psycho Circus had been put up against a different song than Deuce, but I can't choose it over Deuce. I just can't.
Yeah, I hate this matchup. Daniel.
Well, I think it's
Deuce is probably in my top 5 songs of all time. But I never go to this version. I never go to the Kiss debut album version. I think it's kind of interesting that they managed to make this great song sound so flat. I don't like the sound of it on the first album. I love it on Alive, and I love it on Alive 3. A few weeks back, we voted on which songs that improved the most from studio to live, and I picked Deuce from Alive 1, and I also picked Deuce from Alive 3 because I think it was such a big improvement. But Psycho Circus is, in my opinion, the best song on that album. It was a great opener. It had everything, as is common with Kiss albums, the first song is one of the best. And I liked the solo, I think, was great on Psycho Circus, but I don't think I can go against Deuce, Even though I really don't like the version on the first album, it's still such a good song, so I have to go Deuce.
Oh, you use the restroom then. Ken.
Yeah. Well, first of all, did Lonnie say he worked at a golf course?
I did.
Did you hear the Caddyshack
when
theme?
When you said that, I imagined, Bill Murray washing his balls. Anyway.
Oh, no!
Anyway.
Bill Murray washing his balls. I don't want to see that.
But there's a lot of similarities. Like every golf course has like their own characters that are very relatable to the Caddyshack movie.
And who's hearing the theme music right now?
Fantastic.
All right.
It's fantastic high school, where to work.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. As Daniel talks about the, Deuce doesn't sound good on that, but if you get to both live, Deuce sounds a lot better than Psycho Circus live. So I'm picking on the quality of song, and probably because of being just a classic, and it just has to be played at every Kiss concert anyway. I'm going to go with Deuce.
Oh, Paul called Psycho Circus a classic, I'd say.
It's my favorite Kiss song, period. Deuce. I don't care whether it's off the first album, the demo, Bell Sound Studio, Alive 3.
Yeah, Bell Sound Studio ones are good too. Demos.
I do not care. I love Deuce, and Psycho Circus is one of Paul Stanley's best songs.
True.
But Deuce means more to me. Moving on.
There you go.
Just fold this one up. Put it away.
Bad matchup.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
And that's the whole point of doing this randomly, because when you engineer it to be kind of predetermined, we're going to give that an easy one. We're going to get these tough lineups and matchups. Mm-hmm. And let's see what happens here. Black Diamond versus...
Yes. Good luck to the other one.
Raise your glasses.
Black Diamond versus
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It's not that bad.
Wow.
I mean, this is absolutely ludicrous. Daniel.
I think Raise Your Glasses is a decent Paul song. It sounds like it could have been on Crazy Nights or something. It's a up-tempo song, good sing-along. But it doesn't stand a chance in this matchup, so I'll go for the other one.
Okay, Mark.
This is easy. I hate Raise Your Glasses, Black Diamond.
Wow.
Hate, strong word. Yeah, Black Diamond being one of my all-time favorite songs of Kiss, so it's Black Diamond, no doubt. Though Raise Your Glasses is a good song, I always liked it, but it's no comparison to Black Diamond.
Lonnie.
Oh, I'm going Raise Your Glasses. No, I'm going Black Diamond. You can't go Raise Your Glasses over Black Diamond. Raise Your Glasses is fine. It's just kind of like Psycho Circus. It's kind of like Psycho Circus, the whole album. It's fine, but Black Diamond's Black Diamond, and I'm going Black Diamond all the way.
Hallelujah. Unanimous. Even without the hokey Razor 3D glasses crap that it was tied into, Black Diamond, Black Diamond, Black Diamond. So we're down to the last two songs. Firehouse versus... Oh. Sorry, I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Mark.
Another easy one, really. I mean, I pledge allegiance to the flag. It's so hokey.
No, to the states of rock and roll.
And what it stands for.
Yeah, I pledge allegiance. Boo. I don't pledge to that. Okay, so I do love rock and roll. I do love rock and roll and everything, but I just find that this is where Paul kind of gets a little cheesy in his writing. So I'm gonna go with Firehouse all the way.
Okay, Lonnie. You're taking way too long. I'm getting nervous.
No, I'm not going to take Pledge of Allegiance. I have to take Firehouse. Firehouse is such a classic, such a standard. How can you choose I Pledge Allegiance over Firehouse? I mean, it's a slam dunk pick. Sorry.
Yeah, now we get another Monty Python sketch coming. Stop being silly. I mean, this one really is silly. Daniel, Firehouse or I Pledge Allegiance to the state of rock and roll?
I kind of like I Pledge Allegiance to the state of rock and roll. Was that the one they performed live in Australia? Or
It is in 04.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool live. But even though Firehouse is so slow on the first album, I'd still pick Firehouse over the other one. So Firehouse.
Ken?
Firehouse. Yes, Firehouse wins easy for me.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I do like it. Pledge Allegiance to the state of rock and roll. It's got a good hook.
It's just not fair.
It's just not fair. I mean,
Not a fair
if
fight.
it was up against something maybe Crazy Nights,
Right.
it might stand half a chance. Which means we're down to the last two, which is You Wanted the Best. Oh, we saved the best for last.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
I don't care what it's up against.
Well, you know what it's up against.
I don't care.
Cold gin.
Cold Gin.
I mean, this one's basically child abuse.
Do we have to go through the panel?
Cold gin versus You Wanted the Best, Lonnie.
You Won the Best is one of the worst Kiss songs of all time. I'd put it in the top 5 worst Kiss songs of all time. Maybe top 3 worst Kiss songs of all time. So it's definitely Cold Gin.
Ken.
Yeah, You Want the Best. That's contradictory in title there. But it's, yeah. Cold Gin without a doubt. Cold Gin.
Mark.
I don't know. No, I'm joking.
Stop it.
No. I mean, look, I have to agree. It's probably one of the single worst pieces of turd that Kiss has ever done in their life. Okay, it is terrible. This song. Okay, there's nothing redeeming about it in any way, shape, or form. So it's got to be Cold Gin.
Okay. Scared us
Daniel.
for a minute there.
I actually have to give this piece of bull crap some love. There's one good thing about You Wanted the Best, and that is the final performance. It's short. It's the final time, the last time we ever heard Peter Criss belting out the vocals. You know, in one of the verses, Peter Criss sings like he would sing Hooligan or something. And that's the last time we heard that in a Kiss album. So I like that part, but that's like 10 seconds of the song. The rest isn't that good, so I'll go for the other one.
What was the other one?
Bullsh.
It doesn't really.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever it was, it wins. You're right. So I think the sentiment's been pretty unanimous in that you wanted the best sucks.
Yes.
Because I don't think anyone said anything about why they're going with Cold Gin, which, you know,
Well.
Ace's first real contribution to the band sounds great on the demo. It was recorded for the demo, sounds great on the other demo, and then obviously makes the first album. You know, it's not sung by him. It's got a great riff. It's catchy. It's quirky. And you've got Gene singing about something he can't even relate to, and that's delicious. Cold Gin, for those reasons, that it is so important to the catalog, that it is Ace's first real stamp of his identity on the young band, after being the final member to join. So I'm strictly, you know, going with Cold Gin and not even talking about the other song, just to provide a little bit of different approach to answering the question, rather than saying that you wanted the best is garbage.
Hot garbage.
All right, let's recap the songs that'll be moving on today. We have Kissin' Time, moving on. We have 100,000 Years, moving on. Let Me Know Rock and Roll, moving on. Strutter, moving on. Shockingly, Into the Void, moving on. Journey of 1,000 Years, moving on. So we actually have 2 Psycho Circus songs moving on today, and that surprises me, putting that album up against Kiss, and it's all down to the luck of the draw and the random songs that they've gone up against. Also moving on, Journey of Deuce, Black Diamond, can't read my writing, Firehouse, and Cold Gin. So those have all gone into the Pink Cup and will be featured in a future show after we finish doing all the album matchups. Let's pick the next album matchup right now.
Here we go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Coming out of the cup, the first album is... Speak of the Devil. Crazy Nights
Crazy
Oh.
Nights.
is going to go up against...
Destroyer.
Hope it's an album with a letter.
That'll be
The
fun.
word jinxes.
Mark.
Is it really?
Son of a...
Wow.
Destroyer. Destroyer versus Crazy Nights.
Mark's
What could possibly go wrong here?
I
Mark,
can't
don't
wait.
sign up that way.
Too slickly produced albums. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
That's for Thursday.
Who knows when we'll do the next one, because
I
it's
know
all-
I know which one will win, but anyway,
Well, you never know.
Never know.
never know with Mark. Yeah, he doesn't like that stuff.
Depends on if Mark's available or not.
Yeah, Kiss fans can be pretty interesting. So there will
know.
be, obviously, it'll be an unequal matchup. So there will be a couple of songs left in one of the cups, which automatically get a bye into the next round, because they'll go into the White Cup for a further head-to-head. Any uneven songs, that's how we deal with that, rather than doing
Not counting Rock and Roll Party.
No.
Hey, Julian.
No.
Julian.
Yeah.
What about your book project? You haven't talked about that for a few weeks. I want to hear how things are progressing. Because I read this piece of crap.
Mm,
Oh,
that's a delight. I read that in like a day.
Yeah.
You know,
That was a page turner.
yeah, it was a page turner, but it's like I'll never be. I don't know what to say about that.
That book's a delight.
I read a delight. This girl is fucking nuts. Fucking
Nuts.
nutty.
No, I think that was the next next one.
But that's why I need a new book. You know.
Well,
and I want to hear how it goes with the one you're writing.
Well, you have Alex and Carl's book coming out imminently.
Yeah, but that's in July, I think, or June. Something.
You know, that'll still be well in advance of me being done.
Okay,
And
fucking
again,
nuts.
yeah, so there's going to be a lot of crossover. There's his interview story. I'm not sure what format theirs takes, but mine is based around the tour and more I guess it's more magical in some ways, that it's built off itineraries, a lot of newspaper stuff, photos, tour ephemera, stubs, everything around that, stats. It is more of a magazine-y type thing at this point, but there's no guarantee, again, that it becomes anything real. I'm not working on much at the moment. I'm having a good break. I've just finished a 600 and something page Aerosmith book, and just finished promo for that. In essence, I've just done 600 pages of volume 2. So Mass Hysteria is kind of, I work on it here and there. I've just done some Italian translations for newspapers from the 1980 shows. So if there is something, there'll be something, and all this stuff's going to be incorporated online. Except for photographs and stuff, so reviews and things that haven't been part of the KissConcertHistory.com will go up there for people to read anyway, if I don't do anything with it. So it all remains to be seen whether it's plausible. Talking about other things that are happening, the auction that was publicized with Ace Frehley's original Kiss logo. I'd only ever seen a picture of that from a documentary, so it was like a video camera snap of the logo in passing. So that's up for auction right now. What do you guys? That is the first. The first
badass.
Kiss logo.
Was it like 50,000 or something like that?
More than I could
current
afford.
bid or more than that? Or?
More than I could afford. They got the rough.
Crazy,
they got a set of rough mixes of the Alive 2 studio tracks. We've had all those for years, but those would sound absolutely spectacular. But Kiss has them in the vaults, no doubt. I think there were also a couple mixes of Take Me Away, Fade Out, Non-Fade Out. I think we've heard most of that stuff. But still, some cool ephemera. As we wrap up, what's going on in your guys' Kiss lives at the moment? Anything of interest, or is everyone just waiting to find out? Creatures Fest is coming up, and as Daniel's already shown us, that doesn't trigger me. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Well, we're waiting for...
We're waiting to see if there's going to be something for the 30th anniversary of Revenge next month.
Yeah,
That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for Donington to go up on Universal's website, so I don't have to order from Kiss Online.
Agreed.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm not ordering from Kiss. If they don't put it up anywhere else other than Kiss Online, I won't be ordering it.
But Lonnie brought.
But did you hear?
Lonnie brought up a really important issue. Do you really think Kiss, who have been praising the album, probably the only non-makeup album that they've been praising throughout the years, I don't see them. I mean, can they neglect that and don't do anything about Revenge?
If they don't do it now, they never will.
No.
I mean, you have to do something.
Yeah.
They can re-release the Dr. Love T-shirt, maybe.
Nice. Yes.
Not
Yes.
that
Daniel.
But going back to that, the store, the Kiss store, they've been, the fulfillment company is Universal now. So I would expect it to be, a lot better.
Well, it depends.
I still won't order. I mean, I get coupons and stuff to Universal's website, and I don't. None of my coupons transferred, over. What happened to all the money from renewing my fan club membership in order to book the residency that never happened, and what happened to the $100 store credit from getting the VIP experience that I never had in the Mountain View show? Oh, that expired. I didn't know that. I thought that was illegal to put expirations
it
in
expires
California.
after a certain amount of time. Yeah, it does.
That's bullshit. So just take our money.
We're just waiting for the other stuff. I was just saying, we're just waiting for those other picture discs to come.
Rock and Roll Over.
Rock and Roll Over, the Elder
Hers
stuff.
are delayed.
Yeah.
Delays. Yeah, fine. It happens. Anything else going on for you, Mark?
No, I'm just finally getting my stuff wrapped up. And I mean, look, the delays thing, I can understand. Okay, I just got told by Train Records that if I put my order in today, that I could be looking at possibly the end of October to get my vinyl. That's how backed up shit is. Okay.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
they said that they always try to do their best to kind of push things up. So sometimes I could get stuff maybe a little bit earlier. But look, I don't think that's the issue here with KISS people. I think the issue with KISS people is lack of communication and no refunding. That's the big problem here. People got paid for stuff, didn't get anything, and they didn't get paid back for it. So, you know what? That's total bullshit. And I will not pay any more money to KISS Online for anything again, ever.
Hot takes.
All right. Let's end on a kind of positive, and there's some numbers for sales of the Off the Soundboard series. So these will probably be from SoundScan somewhere. So Tokyo is up to nearly 14,000 copies sold, which is
that good?
I think it's pretty good.
These days, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah.
For what it is. You know, it only had a first week of 7,000, which if you look at Destroyer Resurrected, a few of the other similar releases, I think Love Gun Deluxe, that's good. But Volume 2, Virginia Beach, first week sales of 2,280.
That's good. That people didn't buy it.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of sales, that definitely shows a massive drop off. Well, not massive, by more than half, but cumulative to date, it's only up to 3,700 rounding up. But it does send the right message. I think that it's going in the wrong direction. We'll have to see how Donington goes. The next one after that, again, you have to see, number one, if they even get to any others that maybe have been earmarked that people have heard about being in the pipeline, because I don't take any of these for granted. That we had one was great. That we had two was good. I'm happy. That we've had three is even better, but does it continue, or is there some bean counter and a tie saying that these aren't worth the effort? Because again, their business. Well, it still takes effort. You still have to do you have to do mechanicals. You got to do legal. Yeah. You got to pay people even to design. That is, it isn't just slapped together.
Yeah.
So it does take effort, regardless of what anyone thinks it looks or sounds like.
Don't forget, this is the official release. This isn't like a bootleg where the guys just go and rip off stuff, go to a pressing plant guy, give him a blank check and say, here, just do me the favor.
You hire some guy to do all the job for you. Gene and Paul, they don't do anything for these kind of releases. You hire some guy, pay him off, and he does all the stuff. I don't think it's a lot of effort. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, but one photo to include in a proper package is a hassle.
But they don't have any photos in those packages.
And many photos have been consolidated under certain licensing agencies. The band may have some that they can use, but agencies are pretty tough to work with sometimes, as I well know from just trying to license from my level. I'm not a Universal. No doubt there's a different business relationship there. So level of effort.
But the image that stays with me from the past few weeks is the one where Paul Stanley is standing in Dubai in the water, looking to have a real fun time.
Those were Ken's Dubai tears. He was waiting.
Yeah, it's so
filled up a whole glass.
Out of touch.
Razor glasses.
So
glasses. Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't do anything more wrong. Almost, it's like he doesn't have a clue. I don't know.
You don't care.
And represents a big segment of people, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like they don't care.
They don't care.
No.
Like loves a slap in the face.
Wow. Nice. Like a slap in the face.
All right, there we are. There's our insane bracket battle. The first installment. 2 songs from Psycho Circus may make it through, so no doubt the headlines tomorrow will be KissFAQ Podcast hates the originals lineup. What did we get right? What do you agree with? What don't you agree with? And what do you think of this silly game that I've come up with for us to play on occasion? We're not doing this every episode. You guys would all leave. We'll get back to a random topic episode next week, more than likely. That's it for now. So from Mark, from Daniel, from Ken, from Lonnie, and myself, we do appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for spending time listening to the KissFAQ podcast today. All sales are final, there are no refunds. If you'd like, look us up on Facebook or come over to the KissFAQ message board and discuss the topic we've broadcast today. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever you've listened to the show. We hope you'll join us again.